Hi, boys and girls. Welcome to Dave's Neighborhood, where today we talk about scandalous, felonious, bad people. So in the last 2 days, I have been kicking butt and taking names, and most people know what I do for a living, which happens to be dealing with, lots of cameras, paying attention to this kind of stuff. In fact, I have been deemed as the theft whisperer. That's the nickname for me at the store because I am stellar at catching bad guys. Of course, I've done it for since 1984. So I want to give you a little idea of what I deal with on a daily basis. Okay, the day before yesterday, I averaged $525.50 per hour in recoveries for every hour I worked that day, which was an 8-hour shift. So $525 per hour is what I recovered for the store. Last night was a nightmare. It was almost twice as bad in quantities. Last night I recovered $667 per hour of my 8-hour shift I worked. Now, I want to show you what some of that kind of looks like in a normal environment. This is the merchandise after I've put half of it away. Crazy, huh? But it's the economy. I'm sorry. You don't need all this liquor. You don't need all this fun stuff. This ain't the economy. This is a loss of morality in our freaking country and people thinking it's acceptable. And I'll tell you what, one thing that's really kind of cool about this is people now are starting to change their attitudes. It used to be maybe a year or so ago when I would make a stop out front, people would give me a hard time like I was some kind of jerk for, picking on these poor homeless people or whatever they are. These people aren't homeless. These people are addicts. And they're ripping off your community like crazy. And the thing of it is, you go to places like San Francisco where they make it legal for $1,000 to be acceptable and we're not going to prosecute. This right here, that's what happens when you do that in your community. Don't stand for that. If your community's doing this stupid crap and allowing it, you put your foot down. In fact, I just heard, and I don't know how true this is because I'm still digging into it, but my understanding is Portland, Oregon, as we might expect in Oregon, is trying to pass a law that says if you claim that the items you're taking are something you need, then you can't be prosecuted for it. Well, ask yourself, if I'm a tweaker dude or I'm some guy selling this on the streets because I have a drug addiction or I have a organized retail crime scheme where I'm racketeering and I'm selling this in little grocery stores and stuff, wouldn't it make sense that you're giving a person an out? All he has to do is, I need this. Yeah, you need 15 blenders. You need a bunch of Tide Pod canisters in the tune of $4,000 or $5,000. I'm sorry, let's be real, people. Now, another thing I'm going to educate you on, most people don't know. If you take the average store that has about 30% markup, that's kind of average. A lot of stores will actually not make that much. They're all about quantity. It's equivalent to selling $1 cheeseburger. You're not making a lot of profit, but you got to sell a ton of stuff to make the profit. A lot of stuff we practically give away just to get people in the store. So based on the figures last night, I recovered $5,337 in merchandise last night. If you take into account our average profit margin, if I wouldn't have recovered that, we would have had to sell $165,472 in merchandise to recoup the profit that we lost. Now, you got to ask yourself, when people are shoplifting from you and they're ripping off your communities and stuff, who do you think pays for that? It's not going to be the way some people think it is. When a company is losing a ton of money, like Fred Meyer's or Walmart, people are like, oh, it doesn't matter. It does matter because what it amounts to is a shareholder ain't going to take that out of their profit margin. And neither is an owner of the store. they're going to take it out of the things that they can afford to cut. They're going to trim off the fat. The fat happens to be employees' compensation, like wages, increases in pay, benefits, all that kind of stuff. That's where this changes. And then you start seeing this basically creates a situation where you run a business right into the ground. It's just a matter of time that a company like this has to finally give up, okay? The other thing is this week I've been assaulted. One time I got clubbed in the face 4 or 5 times. Well, Clown Boy is sitting in jail now for his robbery 3, assault 4, and felony shoplift. Guys like me have to tolerate this crap, and we're expected to deal with this without any kind of defensive tools or backup. My police friends tell me I'm nuts for doing what I do. And I kind of think I am, but, you know, it's what I do. I estimate that right now I am going to recover no less than $117,000 this year for my store. That's based on my average right now of last month I recovered $15,000. I averaged $12,000, $8,000 a month in recoveries. And guess what? I can't even get a raise. I'm at the point right now, I'm maxed out. The most raise I got was 15 cents. So I'm recovering $525 to $700 an hour for every hour I work. But guess what? I don't get bonuses. I just get beat up. So anyway, that's Mr. Dave's Neighborhood. Woohoo! Enjoy your weekend.